you incorporate more plants and whole foods into your life. Thank you so much for tuning in for another great episode. My name's Conrad. I'm here with Chef Bernie, and we have another great menu planned for you today. With that being said, what are we going to be cooking today, Chef Bernie?
We're going to cook an awesome tomato and balsamic carpaccio, and then we're going to do a wild rice and green pea risotto, and then we're going to do a wonderful sweet coconut panna cotta with some fresh raspberries.
Awesome. I'm sure a few of you may have already guessed, but what part of the world inspired this menu?
This, of course, is an Italian-inspired dish, since we all love the Italian cuisine.
I agree.
And yeah, I cooked all those dishes for years and years and years, and now we just gonna make it a little bit more nutritious and delicious.
Awesome. Why don't we get started?
Absolutely. Let's get cooking.
Excellent. So of course we're going to start with the tomato carpaccio. So yeah, why don't you tell the viewers how we make that?
Yes. So originally a carpaccio obviously is made mainly with beef.
Yeah.
We of course here at Back To YourRoots we replaced that with tomatoes. So what we did is actually it's very important to have a really nice ripe, full ripe, hopefully garden tomato or whatever, you have the best tomato available.
Yeah.
So what you do, you just cut it, slice it in little wedges, then you take the insides out, you peel the outside skin off because that makes it a little bit chewy, and then we're just gonna marinate it in olive oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic and some fresh herbs, and then we put it low temperature in the oven for about 20 minutes for it to nicely caramelize and intensify the tomato flavor a little bit. So the product we have is right here. That was in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, about 200 degrees Celsius, and we have this beautiful product, and we're gonna plate it and eat it right away.
Awesome. Let's get it plated. It looks incredible, so compliments to the chef. Why don't we give it a try?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
So here you got it. The tomatoes look real nice and full in color, so just give it all the same. All you need is a little bit of fresh crispy bread. Dunk it in, make sure you have enough olive oil and enough balsamic in there, and then you just dip it in and
Great, so the appetizer has been destroyed and we're moving on to the risotto. So yeah, what's the process with that, Chef Bernie?
Well, first of all, we don't use the usual arborio rice. We use a whole grain brown rice mixed with wild rice, so 3/4 brown rice and 1/4 white rice, just because of the nutrition value of the extra fiber, of all the extra stuff here with our Wholefoods movement.
That's right. Cool.
So first things for risotto, of course, we have a couple of shallots, which we thinly sliced, then some garlic. We sauteed it on quickly in a little bit of olive oil, add our brown rice, add our 1 part of vegetable stock, 1 part of dairy-free almond or soy milk, salt, pepper, and then we cook that, and towards the end we're just gonna add nutritional yeast, some herbs, some flavors, and our green peas.
Great.
So, just gonna
Great. So as Chef Bernie here is getting the onions ready, for those of you who have watched Hell's Kitchen, you know that risotto is one of the most challenging appetizers to make, and the amount of pressure that Gordon Ramsay puts on his chefs, I will be doing the same thing to Chef Bernie here. So if this risotto is not to absolute perfection, you will see it go flying across the room here as well, because we demand perfection in this kitchen. As you know, Chef Bernie and myself have both incredibly high standards as well.
I like where you're going with this. This will be a perfect al dente, most creamy, most nutritious, best risotto you ever ate.
Awesome. We'll finish the prepping here and we'll see you shortly. Risotto is done and it looks absolutely beautiful. Chef Bernie here was sure to make sure that it was plated very well, so it looks even more appealing than it already is. So yeah, what was the process? Of course, we said the ingredients.
And then it's about 15 minutes until the brown rice is al dente. And then towards the last 2 minutes we just added the nutritional yeast, some fresh herbs, and some of our green peas.
Great. Why don't we let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try.
See how you did here.
Ooh. And of course it's garnished with some fresh herbs, Italian herbs, and then also we sprinkled that with a little bit more of nutritional yeast to get that cheesy flavor out.
That is, yeah, that's really good. Wow, there's more. So it's dessert time here. We have a beautiful coconut panna cotta with fresh raspberries. Why don't you tell the viewers how we put this together, Chef Bernie?
This is just, first of all, it looks absolutely amazing. It's dairy free and it only has 4 ingredients. The only thing in there is coconut milk, a little bit of a cornstarch, a little bit of a stevia for extra sweetener, and some fresh raspberries.
Awesome.
And it took us literally, I think, 2 minutes to make it. Then it needs to stand or sit in the fridge for about 20 minutes to settle down a little bit. And then you get this beautiful, nutritious, absolutely wonderful dessert.
Awesome. So with the coconut milk, what was the process with that?
You just heat up the coconut milk, you thicken it up a little bit with cornstarch. In our case, we took 1 can of coconut milk, around like 300 milliliters, and full body fat coconut milk, and 2 teaspoons full of cornstarch mixed up in a little bit of water, and then put it in, then just bring it to a boil, put it in some nice glasses and let it set for 2 hours, and then just garnish it.
Great.
In our case with raspberries, you can use any kind of fresh fruit on top of it, or compote, or even jam a little bit on top would go very nice. It's just a very nice, refreshing, light dessert.
Great. Definitely more details than I would have liked, but can't.
You're
take that back.
welcome.
So why don't we get started here?
Woo! Coconutty.
Wow. That's really good. Just again, amazing how simplistic this is. and yet how good this is. I can assure you if you cook this for your friends, family, they'd be super impressed with this. So yeah, great work. Awesome, so there you have it. That's the episode for today. Compliments again to Chef Bernie for coming up with the menu. We greatly appreciate you watching the video and of course for your support. As always, we do have the recipe on our blog, and we'll have a link below in the description to give you detailed instruction along with an ingredients list on how you can recreate this dish for your friends and family. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. And remember to be positive,
Live with purpose,
and eat nutritious,
delicious
wholesome
foods.
Woo!